Hey guys, happy Monday. Right now is November 16th, 2020. Let's take a look at the market today. Haven't done a video for a while because there's not really much to talk about in this market right now. It seems that after the election, we had a major run up, almost a vertical move, right, to the upside, and basically we ramp here, and for the S&P 500 we came all the way to 3600 and we got immediately rejected, right? It seems that here there was a lot of selling pressures from this point, so this is actually a place where we should definitely pay attention to, because the price reaction to this level is just really it's just a lot. It's tremendous. It's quick. It's very impulsive right here. It's like an impulse here, and we should really have. I believe that here is a major resistance for the S&P 500. That in the near term, the chance of us going beyond this is just not that high. And what I'm seeing right now, if we look at the larger time frame, is that we had a kind of a double top here, but then the price went up after election, basically broke this double top. And this looks to me as a reverse of this particular structure here. See that here we had a double top, but then the higher top actually happened before that. In the stock market, a mirror pattern actually happens quite often, and I think right now we are actually going to create a mirror pattern in this particular move. So what's going to happen is that, in my wild guess, is that we are going to have, it's actually flip pattern. I'm sorry. Flipped. So we are going to have this kind of flipped structure where I think we're gonna have we had a double top here, and then we came up that's higher, then we're gonna go down lower and to retest some lower level. So in my opinion, what's gonna happen is that maybe we're gonna have another kind of two tops, whatever, but eventually we're gonna come down and retest maybe this particular level, which is very important. This level is when the last time we came up here, there was a major selling pressure here, and we had a reaction here. This particular level, I think, eventually is going to be retested, and then the market probably just going to continue to move to the upside. So I think we are actually due for a correction, probably early next year again, and the market is going to come down, and there will be another good place to enter for a long-term position. So if you are investing for long term, I wouldn't recommend kind of add to your position at the current level. I would definitely recommend wait until early next year to review your portfolio. So that's my expectation for the index right now. I think we are. It's highly unlikely that we're going to continue to move up, continue to break beyond 3,600. I could be wrong. I could be wrong in the next couple of days. The price could go anywhere. But until we move up to the 3665, I don't think we are going to. It's not going to convince me to add to anything right now, right here. Stuff like we can talk about other stuff right now. We can talk about some of the leading stocks in this market. I've been talking about NIO for a while. Unfortunately, I don't own this one right now, but it looks to me that NIO is just so heated that the top 5, just give you a perspective how crazy the stock is right now. The top 5 most heavily traded stocks on the entire New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ NIO, I think NIO is ranked number 2 or number 1. Okay, that's how crazy it is. Yet this company is only $48 billion. Yet the value that's being changed every day on this company, the turnover rate is just like number 2, number 3 or something of the entire stock market. It's just a tremendous amount of retail interest right now, tremendous amount of retail participation, and this particular stock, I think, is if it's not already reached the top, or is already near the top, and the probability I would say is 90%. So this one is 90% close to the top. I do not have any recommendation for this stock right now. Neither buy or sell. The reason is, if you try to sell this short, this could run much higher, right? The topping, kind of last topping phase, the particular impulse to the upside could really run your shorts, and you could be short squeezed really easily. And I definitely don't recommend long, right? This thing could collapse anytime. So stay away from this. NIO is done. It's done for a investor. For a trader, you can trade this one. I don't know how to trade this. It's just so volatile. Tomorrow there's going to be an earning after the market's closed. So I expect this thing to probably fall over actually after the earnings. I think this thing is going to have a much deeper pullback, and today it just kind of sucking in. It's a dead cat bounce here, and I think we're going to have a deeper pullback in NIO. And then maybe we're going to rally up again. Who knows? If you want to invest in some Chinese EV stocks, I would recommend more regarding. I would recommend XPEV more than NIO, just because it hasn't gone up that much yet, and this is only a $17 billion stock too. This is close to the size of like a BMW, yet they only make a couple thousand cars every month, so they make like 10,000 cars every year. The valuation right now is getting way ahead of the fundamentals for all these companies. And I don't recommend owning any of them for the long term. If you're trading, maybe you should buy some of these. Some of the XPEV, XPeng. Okay, let's take a look at the cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency market, honestly, is really boring compared to the EV things going on. Cryptocurrency, you can see that Bitcoin, it looks close to the all-time high, but come on, man. I mean, if you didn't buy Bitcoin with leverage, I own Bitcoin. It's not even 2 times gain in this particular asset, right? I mean, my XPEV NIO can go up like 100% in 2-3 days. So this thing is actually very boring so far. And I think we are going to be rejected. I don't think we're going to make a new all-time high with this particular move. The reason is just based on my experience, how these kind of a thing makes all-time high. For example, here, right? Even though this makes all-time high, immediately got kind of correction. Nvidia, same thing. If you look at Nvidia, it took a long time to really make that bottom to make all-time high. For example, this one was an all-time high before it broke out. So let's put a line here. You can see that this one took a really long time. 07 took up like 10 years to break all-time high, right? And then before that, we had a dot-com bubble. You can see that here, before it wasn't able to get all-time high before a very large correction. So I expect Bitcoin to definitely have a very large correction that's coming up, and there's the chance of that is just extremely high. And so if you are starting a long position at this level, you really have to check your risk kind of a management kind of framework. That I don't think you're managing risk well if you're opening a position here, a long position here. I think that's really a bad idea if you do that. Ethereum, similar things. Ethereum is a much weaker asset class compared to Bitcoin. You can see that Ethereum couldn't even get anywhere close to all-time high. I think that's gonna happen maybe in the next cycle. For Ethereum, I think we are due for a large correction. If the Bitcoin fails to, not if, Bitcoin is going to fail some point and it's going to correct like this. That's what I expect. So Ethereum is going to correct along with Bitcoin, and you can see that Ethereum that's just obvious to me. Like rarely there's something that's they're saying on Wall Street what's obvious is obviously wrong. But sometimes I do see some obvious things with some asset classes that are just so obvious that I can't help just to point it out. Okay, it's very straightforward whether Ethereum is gonna fall. Right, this is a major bearish signal right now. People are gonna say, "Oh my God, we're trying to break the resistance. We're eventually gonna break out like this and to the upside." That's not how it works. First of all, we didn't have this kind of dip. This is more than 60% retracement. A lot of people got washed. A lot of people accumulated here, got washed. They had a 60% down days. They had a leverage. They all got washed. Strong hands, bought in, moved, hold all the way to this point. But what's really happening here is that the most shares got traded here, right? This particular pointy top, not a lot of people actually traded here. So most share actually got traded here. So this was actually only a 25% correction, or 30. Probably 25% correction here, right? This is not enough to shake people out. And it obviously didn't really shake me out. I actually liquidated my Ethereum recently. And so there was actually no proper shakeout here because we didn't have a 60% retracement. If you look at the proper shakeout before a large bottom, this congested area should be usually a 60% down from a congested area. This one is even crazier, right? That was from the crash. This is 89% down, 87% down. So to have a proper shakeout, you need a 60% plus down on the Ethereum. Even this one looks small in hindsight, but if you look at this, it was a 60% down. Even this small one is a 50% down, okay? This particular one, that's 30% down, is not enough. Okay, this is not a proper shakeout. This is not a proper bottom that we form here. I think what happened is the price is gonna keep squeezing up like this. Just couldn't break out. They just keep squeezing up to this point, to this level, and eventually just gonna break. Basically, a lot of people gonna get trapped here, and it's gonna break all the way down, make a 60% move, then maybe it moves to upside. And I think this one is a 90% chance gonna happen because if you look at this is probably a 60% move. So we're gonna make a 60% move from this top to a proper shakeout, then we move up to the upside. Look at the history of Ethereum. Okay, this thing is extremely volatile. The shakeout move usually happens with the 60% plus correction, and that is evident throughout this history of Ethereum. And even back in October 2016, you can see that this one before a major move, this was a 50%. Okay, so this was 50, but if you bought here from a congested area is like 60%, or if you bought even higher, 60%. So 50 plus percent, 60%, that is the nature of this particular asset. That's how volatile it is. It could be, but the thing is, majority of the time is in a very tight range, but once it does a correction, a proper correction is usually a 50% plus, 60% plus correction. So I think this particular move is gonna fail. because Bitcoin is so strong, Ethereum is not following. It just keeps trying to trap people here, and then they're gonna do a rug pull. Not they, I mean the market is gonna do a rug pull, and then a lot of people are gonna be trapped here. Falls 60%. These people are going to be forced to liquidate at the bottom here. That's what's usually going to happen. People who bought here with leverage, thinking we're going to have a breakout, they will be forced to sell to strong hands like me, like you, who are watching, right here. Then the market's going to take off without them. Okay, that's all I want to talk about today, and see you next time.